Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I get asked a lot, how does your truck do, the new 10-speed, new 2020, how does it do on mileage, my MPG? And I tell them typically I get between 18 and 20 on the highway driving, and this is with 37-inch tires on, and people are like, no man, there's no way you're getting that type of mileage with 37s. Well, I figured I might as well make a video. So I did install the S&B intake yesterday. I have the SPE cold side and SPE hot side intercooler pipe. Other than that, the truck is stock. I had the Banks pedal monster, which I'm just gonna leave where it's at. It's in sport mode, level 5. Honestly, now that I've been using it, I can't drive without it. I just can't. I love it. Just so much nicer to drive with that thing in there. I've got the Tremor air dam on, 2.5-inch ready lift leveling kit, airbags, which don't matter, but the bed is full of tools and chainsaws and stuff. And so we're gonna see. I'm gonna go fill up the gas station. I've got probably a 200-mile drive today. They're gonna be some highway speed driving, 70 miles per hour, 75 miles per hour, and then some side road driving, 60 miles per hour. Probably a couple stops here and there, and it gets you a real world idea of how these trucks can do with 37-inch tires. Let's hit the road. Okay, so I just filled up. We are completely full, so I am going to do pump-to-pump calculation, not going off what the truck says, for a couple reasons. It never gives you a true accurate reading, and 37-inch tires are way bigger than stock. So I'm going to use my little app here, and I'm going to reset the counters so I know how much distance it actually has compared to the truck. So I am going to, just reset the truck too, just to see how much the distance is off and how much the mileage is off. But let's go. Okay, so we are off. Now, I am not going to try to get good mileage. I'm just going to drive how I usually drive. Because in the end, I really don't care how, what the result is. I couldn't care. I don't care if it's 20. I don't care if it's 16. I am so happy with how this truck performs. I honestly don't care. But, it is nice to get good mileage. There's no doubt about that. And especially with, the larger tires, people are curious, how much is that really going to affect my mileage? So these tires are 37, 12, 50, 20 Falcon Wild Peak AT3Ws. And they have 23,000 miles on them or so, and they have been fantastic from what I can tell with mileage. They are wearing really well. The road noise is like non-existent. I am very happy with these tires. I tow a lot. I've towed a lot, pretty heavy weights with these tires, and they're holding up. So we're gonna get on the highway. We've got quite a bit of highway driving, and then quite a bit of side highway driving. Route 12, we're going to be going to the valley. So we're going from Tantallon to Aylesford area in the valley. There's going to be lots of hills, not much flat driving. So it's not like we're just cruising on flat ground the whole way. This is real world. This is Nova Scotia. There's not much flat ground out here at all. So I'm curious to see what the hand calculated ends up being today. There is not much wind, so that is a good thing. The only other factor that can be involved in this is a regen, and I have no way of knowing if the truck hits a regen during this trip or not. I don't have any tuner or any diagnostic tool in here that would tell me if I have a regen while I'm going or not. So we'll have to just, whatever the result is, that's what we'll have to go with. But let's get on the new section of highway here. They just opened this up, so it'll be nice to have this twinned highway. And you can see, I'm just accelerating how I normally would. I'm not trying to get good mileage, and I'm not trying to kill my mileage. Just driving. Okay, guys, so we've been driving for, the truck says 20 miles, and our actual distance from the app is almost 22. So you can see how much difference those tires are making to throw the distance off. I have my cruise set on 64 miles per hour, and we're actually going between 67 and 68. So yes, there is a big difference there. And here is what the terrain has been like the entire time. So we're going up a very steep hill right now. The truck is saying that we're at 17.4 MPG as of right now, but you know, it's using the distance and the fuel being used to calculate that. And the distance is 2 miles less according to the truck than what it actually is. So that's going to throw that off. So technically it should be getting better mileage than what the truck is saying, but we'll have to wait and see. But the first 25-30 miles of the trip are like this. Like, you know, we're up here a long ways. There's the ocean way out there. It's all hills, up and down, up and down, up and down. And you never make up the fuel being used going down a hill that you burn when you're going up. The truck's still running. It's still using fuel. Flat ground is where you're gonna get your best mileage every single time. So anyway, we're just gonna continue on the highway here. We've got another probably 10-12 miles of highway driving, and then we'll be on the side road. And there's a lot of hills and twists and turns in that road as well. So this is real world for sure. All right guys, so we're on our side road driving right now, and I have a suspicion that we are going through a regen. I have a very good feeling we're going through a regen. When I got off the highway, I was doing, you know, I was at like 17 point something MPG, and I'm doing less speed now than what I was before, and I'm down to 15.4. So I have a very, very, very good idea that I am going through a regen right now, but we'll have to wait and see if it climbs back up or what's going on. And also, I noticed that it is holding in 9th gear. You know, I'm only at 1400 RPM, but it's actually not in 10th gear right now. Typically, it's in 10th gear. So that's a little interesting what's going on there as well. But we'll have to keep an eye on that. We'll have to keep an eye on the mileage here. It's still going down, so it's down to 15.3 MPG. So very, very interesting. Okay, so we are almost at our halfway point where I'm gonna be stopping and then turning around and going home basically. Our trip, according to the truck, is saying 72.6 miles. Distance is 78.21. So that now is like 6 miles in the difference from the truck to the actual distance. So that's gonna throw the mileage off quite a bit. And I do really feel like I was going through a regen, because I was at 17.4 MPG or something like that, and it went down as low as 14.7, and now it is back up to 17. So I am driving on some flat highway here. I'm on the 101, and that's like the only flat ground in the entire Nova Scotia really for a consistent basis is on this section of 101. You can see you got the North Mountain on that side, the South Mountain on that side, and it's fairly flat through here. So I did go into my fuel economy thing, and I reset this about 5 minutes ago, and I'm getting 18.4, 18.5. You can see it's climbing up to over 20 there right now. So, you know, flat ground makes a huge, huge, huge difference. It does. There's no way around it. But I've got, you know, like 3 miles till I turn around and head back, and we'll see if I pick up mileage on the way back, if I lose mileage on the way back. We'll get to the pump, we'll do the actual distance with the liters used, and I'll convert it over to MPG for you guys down in the States, and that's the result. You can't argue with that. Alright guys, so we are now on our way back. Man, what an absolutely beautiful property that guy had there. An amazing view of the valley. So I drove up this mountain, about halfway up North Mountain here, outside of Aylesford. So you can see how high I'm up. So I drove up this. That doesn't help mileage at all. I'm going down now, so that will help a little bit. So we're at 16.9 as of right now, according to the truck. So, you know, really, I'll just check in when I get back. When I get to the pump, I'll check in with you there. We'll do the hand calculation and see what we end up with. But man, what a beautiful spot. Okay, guys, so here we are. So the truck says 157.1 miles, 17.5 MPG. We actually traveled 168.7 miles. So that, you know, over 11 miles in the difference. So for me, I'm going to put that back to kilometers so I can figure out exactly what I'm doing here. So for kilometers, it says 252.8, 13.4 liters per 100, and I actually traveled 271, almost 20 kilometers in the difference. And so that's what I'm going to use for my distance. 271 kilometers is going to be my distance. So 271.50. Okay, so there's what it took for liters, 35.854. Alright guys, so we're going to finish the video off in my garage. It's dark outside. Found some time to finish this off. So I did the math, and the distance we traveled, you guys seen, was 271.5 kilometers. And we used 35.854 liters. And that calculates to 13.21 liters per 100 kilometers, which then translates to 17.8 MPG. So 17.8. Okay, so there you have it, 17.8 MPG. I am quite confident that we went through a regen there once we get off the 103 highway and we started cutting across number 12 to the 101. The truck dropped like 2 point something liters per 100. So I'm pretty confident that it definitely went through a regen, especially considering my speed was reduced by like 20 kilometers per hour. And I made 5 or 6 stops, and then getting on the 103 highway twice, getting on the 101 highway twice. So the accelerations, and I went through a drive-through, and I made 2 more stops. I stopped and got food for us when I came home. So yeah, there was, you know, some idling time, stopping, starting, accelerations on the highway. 17.8, basically 18 MPG with 37s, a 2.5 inch leveling system, the tremor air dam, you know, all that sort of stuff, fighting against it. So for modifications, I have the S&B air intake system. I have a SPE cold side and SPE hot side intercooler piping, and that's it. Other than that, the truck is stock. All the emissions are still intact. So 18 MPG with the starting and stopping that I did. Not really trying to get good mileage. And, you know, 37 inch tires, 18 MPG. With all that, pretty darn good. And pretty sure a regen mixed in there as well. So anyway guys, I said that I consistently get 18 to 20 MPG, no problem on the highway. This proves it. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And until next time, oh, hope we got some goodies on the floor right here. Until next time, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you then. Bye.